Bedtime story to generous baker.
Once upon a time, in the charming town of Willowbrook, there lived a young baker named Oliver. Oliver was known throughout the town for his delectable pastries and mouth-watering bread. But what truly set him apart was his big heart and his unwavering spirit of generosity. Every morning, before the sun had even risen, Oliver would be hard at work in his cozy bakery. He would knead the dough, sprinkle it with love, and carefully craft each pastry with a touch of magic. His creations were not just delicious, but also infused with warmth and kindness. As Oliver went about his daily routine, he couldn't help but notice the less fortunate in his town. There were those who struggled to put food on their tables, and children who often went to bed hungry. This saddened Oliver deeply, and he decided that he couldn't sit idly by while others suffered. One crisp autumn morning, Oliver had a brilliant idea. He baked an extra batch of pastries and filled a basket to the brim. With a twinkle in his eye and a skip in his step, he headed out into the town, determined to make a difference. Oliver knocked on the door of the first house he came across, where an elderly couple lived. When they opened the door, their eyes widened with surprise and delight. Oliver handed them the basket of pastries, explaining that he wanted to share his love for baking with them. The couple's faces lit up with gratitude as they savored the first bite of Oliver's generosity. Word quickly spread about Oliver's act of kindness, and soon the whole town knew about the generous baker who shared his treats. People began flocking to his bakery, not just for the scrumptious pastries, but also to witness the magic of compassion that Oliver possessed. Inspired by Oliver's selflessness, others in Willowbrook started finding ways to help those in need. The town's seamstress started sewing warm blankets for the homeless, and the grocer set up a donation bin for food supplies. The spirit of giving was contagious, and soon the entire community was buzzing with acts of kindness. Oliver was overjoyed to see the ripple effect his small gesture had created. He continued to bake extra treats every day, making sure to distribute them to different families and individuals in need. The smiles on people's faces fueled his passion even more, and he realized that he had found his life's purpose, to spread love and nourishment through his baked goods. The generosity in Willowbrook didn't stop at just food and blankets. The townspeople organized community gardens, where fresh fruits and vegetables were grown and shared among everyone. They started a mentoring program for the youth, providing them with guidance and support. The spirit of compassion became deeply ingrained in the town's identity, transforming Willowbrook into a place where no one went hungry or felt alone. Oliver's bakery became a hub of love and connection. People from all walks of life would gather there, not only to enjoy the delicious treats, but also to share stories and support one another. It was a place where everyone felt welcomed and valued. Years passed, and the town of Willowbrook flourished. The acts of kindness that had started with Oliver's simple act of sharing had created a strong and vibrant community. It was a town where everyone had enough to eat, where no one was left behind, and where the power of generosity had built bridges between hearts. And so, the story of the generous baker, Oliver, became a legend that was passed down through generations. People would retell the tale to their children, reminding them of the power of kindness and the magic that can unfold when we share what we have with others. And in the heart of Willowbrook, Oliver's bakery continued to thrive, a constant reminder of the extraordinary journey that had started with a young baker and his big heart. Oliver, now an elderly man, stood behind the counter of his bakery, surrounded by the sweet aroma of freshly baked goods. The walls were adorned with photographs and newspaper clippings, documenting the town's transformation and the countless lives touched by his generosity. As he served a customer, a young girl with curious eyes, she asked, "Mr. Oliver, is it true that you started all of this? That you made Willowbrook a place where nobody goes hungry?" Oliver smiled warmly and nodded. "Yes, my dear, it all began with a simple desire to share a little joy and nourishment. But it was the kind hearts of the people in this town that truly made the difference. They embraced the spirit of giving, and together we built a community where no one is left behind. The young girl looked around the bustling bakery, her eyes gleaming with inspiration. "I want to do something like that too, Mr. Oliver. I want to make a difference." Oliver's eyes twinkled as he handed her a freshly baked cookie. "You already have, my dear. The desire to create change is the first step. Remember, kindness is like a ripple in a pond. When you do something good, it spreads and touches many lives." The young girl took a bite of the cookie, a taste of both sweetness and hope. She left the bakery that day, carrying with her the belief that even the smallest act of kindness could make a difference. Years continued to pass, and the legacy of Oliver, the generous baker, remained ingrained in the spirit of Willowbrook. The town became a beacon of compassion and unity, a shining example for others to follow. Oliver's bakery continued to flourish under the guidance of his apprentice, who had been inspired by his mentor's unwavering dedication to helping others. The aroma of fresh bread and pastries continued to draw people from far and wide, not just for the delightful flavors, but also for the sense of community and warmth that enveloped the shop. One day, as Oliver sat by the window, watching the bustling streets, he felt a sense of contentment wash over him. He knew that his purpose had been fulfilled, that his life had been one of significance and meaning. And as the sun set over Willowbrook, casting a golden glow upon the town, Oliver whispered a heartfelt thank you to the universe for the journey he had been blessed to undertake. The story of the generous baker, Oliver, became more than just a tale. It became a living testament to the transformative power of generosity, compassion, and the belief that one person, no matter how small, can make a difference. And so, the town of Willowbrook, with its abundance of love and nourishment, continued to thrive. The spirit of giving remained alive in the hearts of its people, ensuring that no one ever went hungry or felt alone. For in the end, it was the generosity of a young baker that ignited a flame in the hearts of an entire community, forever reminding them of the profound impact they could make when they shared their blessings with others. And the story of the generous baker, Oliver, would be shared for generations to come, a tale of love, compassion, and the beautiful magic that happens when we open our hearts and extend a helping hand to those in need.